Imagine for a second that there was a single quality, just one, that could act as the master key for your entire life.
Okay.
And I don't mean just a hack for productivity. I'm talking about a key that unlocks not just professional success, building a business, but also happiness, actual well-being.
That sounds like the holy grail of self-improvement, doesn't it? The one magic pill everyone's looking for.
Exactly. We usually think of success and happiness as like two different things.
Completely different buckets.
You grind for success, maybe you sacrifice a little happiness, or you focus on happiness and, well, maybe the ambition slides. But today's deep dive, it's throwing that whole idea out.
Yeah, the source we're looking at claims there's one most important quality that just covers both at the same time.
And it doesn't just tell us what it is, it gives us a very specific, almost deceptively simple mechanism for how to build it.
It frames it as a mechanism you can build, not a gift you're born with, which I think is the most important part.
So, today we are unpacking a transcript from a video. It's titled, I Am Unstoppable. It features the legendary Brian Tracy, and it was highlighted by the channel Quoted.
It's a short clip, really just a burst of insight.
But it packs a serious punch about mindset and what the text calls psychological behavioral development.
And that phrase alone, psychological behavioral development, is so interesting. It implies we're not just talking about a feeling, we're talking about architecture, building something permanent in your brain.
So the mission for this deep dive is to figure out this principle. How does simply saying something, and that's the core mechanic here, actually change your reality? Is it magic?
It's definitely not magic, but it operates on a logic that I think most of us ignore. We tend to wait for the feeling before we act.
Right, wait for inspiration before you write the book.
This flips that completely on its head.
Okay, let's get right to it then. According to the text, what is this ultimate quality?
So the source defines it very clearly. The most important quality is to be unstoppable yourself. But then he refines it immediately. He says the quality is to think of yourself as unstoppable.
Think of yourself as unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, just the boldness of that. It's not think of yourself as capable or hardworking.
Well,
It's unstoppable. It's like a freight train.
it is. It has this kinetic energy to it. Capable is passive, It just means you can do something. Unstoppable implies you're already moving.
And nothing can stop that motion.
Right.
And I want to highlight that dual benefit again. He says, this is the quality for happiness and success. Now, success, okay, I get that. If you don't stop, you eventually win. But happiness, why do you think being unstoppable leads to happiness?
That's a great question. I think you have to look at what makes high achievers unhappy. Usually it's the feeling of being stuck.
Right, hitting a wall and feeling like you're just done, helpless.
Exactly. But if you genuinely see yourself as unstoppable, that anxiety it kind of disappears. Because you'll just go through the problem. It removes the fear of the obstacle.
So the obstacle isn't a threat to your identity anymore. It's
just part of the process. It's just pavement.
just pavement. I like that. It recontextualizes the struggle. It's not a sign you're failing. It's just the terrain.
Precisely. And that brings a certain peace of mind. There's a deep satisfaction in knowing the outcome is inevitable, even if right now is hard. That's the happiness part. It's the absence of the fear of failure.
Okay, but let's get into the how. Because it's one thing to say, hey, be unstoppable.
Right.
It's another thing entirely to embody that when your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. or, a client rejects your pitch. How do we bridge that gap?
This is where the source gets technical in a really interesting way. It introduces what it calls the basic psychological behavioral development principle.
That sounds like it's straight out of a textbook. What does that actually mean here?
Well, the text breaks it down. You become unstoppable by simply saying it to yourself.
Simply saying it. That's it. I mean, it feels almost too easy. Can I really just talk my way into a new personality? It sounds a bit like fake it till you make it.
It is, but with a real mechanism behind it. And you
Yeah.
have to look at the qualifiers he uses. He doesn't say it once. He says, whatever you say to yourself and believe over and over again. The key is over and over again.
So repetition is the engine.
It's all about frequency. He explains the whole causal chain. Step 1, you say it. Step 2, you do this over and over. Step 3, you start to believe as a reality.
And then step 4 is,
You start to walk it and talk it and act it.
I want to pause on that sequence because I think it's backward from how we usually operate. Usually I think, okay, once I feel unstoppable, then I'll act like it.
Exactly. That is the critical insight here. The belief follows the saying. You don't wait to feel it. You verbally declare it repeatedly. until your brain has no other choice